color of
It's Christmas time. Hey, hey. Oh, you know it's Christmas time. You know it's Christmas time. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. It's Christmas time. Come on now, shake it up with me. Come on now, shake it up with me. Come on.
Welcome to the regularly scheduled public meeting of December 18th, 2023 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers in January, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, Electronic Message Board, WCTV, and on the town website. Please notify the municipal clerk for any disability requirements necessary for the attendance at mayor and council meetings. The fire exits are located through the double doors to your right and through the door on your left. Please silence all cell phones. Salute to the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seriously. All of a sudden, it's like, woo, God, it's a peanut butter. Oh, Lordy.
Roll call.
Okay, sorry about that. Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilwoman Feeney. Here. Councilman Sears. Councilwoman Velez. Here. Council President Morgan.
Here. Let the record reflect also in attendance Mayor Calamari, Township Administrator DeCarlo, Township Attorney Poller, and Township Clerk Wachowski. Also on Zoom is CFO John Corcoran. Okay, for tonight's PSA, new community alert system. Receive community information instantly. Sign up at nixle.com. The Township of Washington book bin is now open and accepting books. The bin is located at Town Hall. Thank you to the VFW Post 6192. We now have a drop bin located outside of the library next to the locker system where you can retire U.S. flags properly. Green Team, the CSA, Community Supported Agriculture, program will continue next year, June 2024 through November 2024. Please visit www.flocktownfarm.com to sign up. Is that up there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The township will be getting 5% group discount. Coupon code is WPL2024. 2024 town calendar. If you would like to advertise your local business in the Township of Washington's annual calendar, please visit our website, www.twipofwashington.us, to fill out a form and submit your artwork. Our calendar runs February 2024 through January 2025. Bergen County Volunteers Chore, community helpers offering repairs and empathy, helps Bergen County seniors and those with disabilities remain safe in their homes by offering repair services. Excuse me. Chore jobs include installing grab bars, replacing outlets and switches, repairing leaky faucets, installing doorbells and locks, and changing light bulbs and smoke alarm batteries. Chore does not service emergencies. Appointments are available by calling 201-489-7790. Township of Washington Ambulance Corps is looking for volunteers. If you can volunteer, please call WTVAC headquarters at 201-664-3784. Leave a message. Either President Robert Fox or Captain Trevor Landau will return your call. The Kiwanis Club is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world, one child and one community at a time. The Kiwanis Club of the Pascack Valley, formed for the Township in Westwood, meet on the first and third Thursday of each month at 6:30 p.m. at the Westwood Community Center. If anyone would like more information, please contact Paul Ralph Cardulli at 516-581-8319 or pascackvalleykiwanis@gmail.com. Westwood Regional School District will begin online kindergarten registration for the 2024-2025 school year on Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. A child residing in Township of Washington or Borough of Westwood who will be 5 years old on or before October 24th, 2024 is eligible to enter kindergarten in September. Please call 201-664-0880, extension 2011 if you need assistance or have questions. Street sweeping will take place the week of December 18th. Please make every effort to remove your vehicles from the street this week to allow for better cleaning. Town Hall will be closed on Monday, December 25th, and Monday, January 1st. The Signed Eye and Reorganization Meeting will be held on Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024, at 7:30 p.m.
Council President, if I could just update a little piece missing for the town calendar. The deadline is January 1st, so there's no deadline there. And it was extended to January 1st. That's a hard deadline.
Okay.
The form can be found on the home page.
Form on the homepage?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. You don't need this. Red. Okay. Mayor, did you have
Yes.
something?
If I could ask all the council members to just step off the dais for a moment in front of the dais, have a small presentation I'd like to make.
Would have worn better shoes, just saying.
Come closer. So, on behalf of those who served with you up here on the dais, it's my honor and privilege to present to you with both a little token of our appreciation of your service with us up here by presenting you each a lovely bouquet of flowers for the holiday season. Also, I want to express my thanks for your efforts in moving the town forward these past 4 years. A lot of your votes meant something in moving the town forward, and to me especially, the votes that we made to acquire more properties to dedicate them to open space. I think that's very key to our town, and so I appreciate your service and your votes on those. And so with that being said, would any other member of the council like to say a few words?
Sure.
Thank you.
Ladies, I just want to thank you so much for your help, your guidance, and the passion that you bring to the dais. You will be missed.
Thank you.
Steve?
Yeah. I'd like to echo those same things. Sometimes we disagreed and did not see it eye to eye, but it was a pleasure working with you both, and I wish you continued success in the future.
But two buddies, your passion, your dedication to this town, it can't be put in words. I mean, everything you did is from the heart. Whether decisions, hard decisions, yes, you did. And I thank you for that, because without making hard decisions, this town would never be where it's at. So thank you both.
Thank
Is there anything you ladies would like to say, or
you. Something
prepared on the days? Oh, okay, all right. Stacy, anything?
I just want to say it's been a pleasure to serve the town, especially a town I grew up in, and for your votes for supporting moving the town forward. I hope it continues, and I hope that things continue to get better here and we attract more and more families. And it's been an honor to have been able to serve in this way. Thank you.
Thank you again. And if it's okay, we'll just leave those there for the meeting. There's water to keep them nice and fresh, so, okay, great.
Not blocking it.
I hope not, no. Okay, thank you so much again, yes.
Appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
That was very unexpected, thank you. All right. Okay, so I do have something prepared because there's no way I could have said what I have to say off the cuff. So the last 4 years have come and gone in what seems like the blink of an eye. In 2020, I took my seat on this council, never having been involved in anything even remotely related to a political role before. I remember feeling terrified that I did not have a strong enough understanding of the political landscape to be successful in this role. I made sure to make it very clear to everyone that I was not a politician, and I hoped that that statement would somehow protect me if I made an error in judgment or upset my party line. I had so much to learn. We have been through a lot together. In my tenure on this dais and as colleagues, we have shared some significant moments. As a community, we lost residents, and many of us up here have lost loved ones, and we all lost a very dear colleague. We successfully navigated some really dark days when only after 2 months as newly elected council members, COVID hit. I don't have to remind everybody of the trail of devastation that this virus left in its wake, but I will remind you of the incredible comeback that this community has had. We as council, along with the mayor and all of the employees of this town, never stopped. We didn't shut down, we didn't wait it out. We put our heads together, we pivoted and made some adjustments to how we do things, but we got things done. We have since learned to get comfortable with our new normal. Through adversity, we became stronger and closer as a community, and I'm beyond proud of the progress we achieved, barriers and all. We, all of us currently sitting on this dais, have forever left a positive impact on this town. We saw the completion of the EMS building, the completion of the intersection, the decades-long battle to get those zombie houses to come down on the corner of Pascack and Washington. We secured a budget line for a code enforcer who has made strides in ensuring the town's ordinances are upheld, most notably the upkeep of homes throughout our community. The recreational improvements, increasing programs for our youngest population, actually starting the bocce court, and securing the former swim club for generations to enjoy endless recreational possibilities. Securing open space grants and purchasing land that, as a result, will never be overdeveloped. We did that, and for that, I can leave here proud. One of, if not the most meaningful takeaways for me personally, is the numerous phone calls, emails, and texts that I've received from our residents after the election. To those people, and to all who voted for me, I say this. It has been my honor, a privilege that I've been given to serve on this council. I promised when I ran in 2019 that I would be your voice, and that I would make sure that it was your voice that was heard. I leave here tonight knowing I did what I set out to do. I left this community better than I found it. I am a professional, yes. I'm well educated and have lived experiences, both personal and professional, that have served me well in this role. Experiences that I was able to tap into to make decisions that, until I sat in this seat, I was never expected to make. At the end of the day, though, it was simply my family that motivated me to start this journey. It wasn't my interest in the Republican line, the Democrat line, or whose friend circle I travel in. I'm a mom and want my children raised in a community that I know is safe and healthy. One that I know I will see my home values mature and increase because the community is sought after. That is why I ran for council. I ask that if any of you even considering running, please give it a go. You do not need to be a great public speaker or have a political background. You just need a voice. I have a few people to thank. First, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate your believing in me, your dedication to the town, although there are many times we've disagreed. The one thing I never doubted was that we were both trying to move the town forward. Mr. Poller, you've earned a special place in heaven for all the patience you've shown me as I was trying to navigate this very difficult chair. And actually, you are a true professional, and I appreciate your open door policy for all of us on this dais. Mr. DiCarlo, for routinely updating the residents with answers to their questions and always getting back to them in a timely manner. This was something I'd asked for from the beginning, and until you sat here, it didn't happen. So I really appreciate your effort. You make a difference. To Sue, where do I begin? I just want to say thank you for it all. To Councilman Sears, for sometimes having to talk Beth Dutton down. I'm forever grateful, and if you're not sure, just watch Yellowstone, you'll know what I mean. To Councilman Cascio, for your endless help over these last 4 years. Your knowledge of your community, of our community, is invaluable. And to my fellow councilwomen, thank you for pushing the needle forward for us ladies. To my family, I thank you for being patient when I was really tired after a long day of work, then an even longer meeting. Understanding that I had to miss your games or couldn't have dinner with you. I appreciate you more than you know. I am beyond lucky to have such incredible people in my life, and to my husband for your constant support and holding it together at home while I was here, and always being my sounding board, my rock, I thank you. To the new council members who will take these seats in 2024, I wish you so much success. I know you will all do great things. I ask that you continue to let the voice of the residents be the loudest in the room, and to listen more than you talk. I have faith that these newly re-elected councilmen will continue where we left off and keep moving forward. You have my full support. Okay,
You're welcome.
thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to administration follow-up. We have no approval of minutes.
Thank you, Council President Morgan. Good evening, everyone. I have a short response this evening regarding the resident and council concerns or questions from Township meeting December 4th. From the resident perspective, there was nothing to report. From council, Councilman Cassio requests I look into optimum services regarding a wireless community. I'm waiting for information from Councilman Cassio in order to follow up on his request. I will be providing further updates during conference on our numerous open projects that we have in the township. A little bit of unfortunate news. Unfortunately, the township was not selected by the Center for Disease Control for the 2023 Drug-Free Community Support Program grant. However, our grant writer, David Buno, has mentioned that sometimes it takes 2 or 3 applications before a municipality is selected, and we have every intention on moving forward with another application. For good news, the mayor and I are happy to announce that in addition to the $550,000 awarded to us for the land acquisition of 450 Pascack Road, the township will be receiving Swim Club Park Improvement Phase 2 funds of $60,111 as well. As far as the 2023 road program, there was 4 streets, Beach, Cypress, Clark, and Sunset. On Clark and Cypress, we needed to do some water problem remediation, to say it very simply. That did take place on Clark with under drains and on Cypress as well. Unfortunately, I was notified by the company president today. I spoke with him. Clark and Sunset will not be able to be paved this year due to the cold weather. I wish it would stay 60 for another week to potentially get it done. However, he assured me from his lips to my ears tonight that we will be the first roads paved in the new season, in the new year. As far as the commuter lot, if you have driven by, you could tell it looks like there's definitely some work going on there. So last Thursday and Friday, they did some site preparation and some, upheaving of this and upheaving of that. And unfortunate to that, they take the last 2 weeks of the year off every year, and they'll be coming back energized at the beginning of January to keep moving with that project. Also happy to announce that this evening you'll see Resolution 23-386, which is for the 24-25 Bergen County Community Development Grant application, the amount of $128,650. The project idea was given to us by Councilman Sears, which we appreciate, and that will be the American with Disabilities Act improvements to Clarksfield. Thank you, Council President, Council. That's the conclusion of my report for this evening.
Thank you. Okay, we move to the general public comment. To participate in the general public comment portion of the meeting, please click on the link below to join by webinar. If by phone, *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute. Each person wishing to address the council shall give his or her name for the record. And we ask that only one person speak at a time with a 5-minute time limit. Speakers are to direct all questions to the council president. All members of the public and council are expected to conduct themselves in a proper manner. Any derogatory, abusive, or threatening statements will not be permitted, and the council president will immediately rule such conduct out of order and terminate any further comments. I have a motion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there anybody that would like to come up?
Lenny Sabino.
Hi, Lenny.
Hi. I have some notes prepared because such as Council President Morgan, I can't speak off the top of my head. So please bear with me. Mayor and Council, as this is the last Mayor and Council meeting of 2023, and before the new council members take office in January 2024, I want to thank Councilwoman Feeney for your service on the council and planning board. As you know, we both serve as members of the planning board, and all that you have done for our town. A special thanks go out to Council President Morgan. I know that I speak on behalf of the residents of White Birch Road and Wayne Place when I say that your leadership and professionalism is unsurpassed. Due to your untiring efforts to do what is right and listening to the residents of my neighborhood, our town officials and the Board of Education are working together to address the issue of the safety of our children during pickup and drop-off, including potential changes to the neighborhood traffic patterns. I truly believe without your intervention in early 2023 to start constructive dialogue with the residents on the topic of neighborhood sidewalks around Washington School, the potential existed that the town could have spent more than $500,000 on sidewalks and still not adequately address the safety issues with pickup and drop-off of our children. While you will not be around on the council in 2024, the residents will continue to carry the gauntlet to ensure that our voices are heard before any decisions and financial commitments are made by the council on sidewalks. I also want to thank Councilman Sears and also Steve Kalish, who's a member of our town. With respect to 3 weeks ago, Tom and I and Steve went up to West Point and we placed wreaths on the graves of the fallen soldiers and Marines. And so, Tom, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your Saturday, and also Mr. Kalish, a town resident. But I do have a couple of questions of the mayor and council. Based on the November meeting between town officials and the Board of Ed, when will the residents be able to examine the new traffic patterns to provide their input on the potential changes as we live in the neighborhood and deal with the traffic on school days and even when events occur at Memorial Field? Question number 2, has the Board of Ed presented to the town officials the architectural plans for the Washington School expansion? And my last question, with respect to the town capital expenditure plan for fiscal year 2024, when will the residents be able to review the plan expenditures? Thank you.
Hang on. We still have time. Is there any feedback on that?
Yeah, thank you, Lenny, for all that. I wrote down your first two. I don't write very fast, so you can, as far as the traffic plan at the school, probably something we'll address in January after the holidays. And of course, it'll be made public because it will need probably an ordinance change also. Washington School expansion, it wasn't even spoken about at our meeting, so I can't update you on that. The school maybe can if you want to reach out to them, but that wasn't brought up at our meeting at all. And I'm sorry, what was your third item?
Well, the third question was with respect to the town capital expenditure plan for 2024. When will the residents have visibility into what are the capital expenditures?
The administration, myself and the administration, we present the budget to the council. Our deadline is the end of February. We always try and get it sooner, but certain numbers we just don't know because they're state numbers that they don't give us. But that's part of the budget process, and so there'll be many meetings held on the budget as there usually are.
Okay, great. And the budget will be visible to the townspeople.
Absolutely.
To provide it, but great. Thank you.
I just have a tiny, first of all, thank you so much for everything that you said. That really struck a chord, so thank you. I did have a little while back, one of the board members did reach out, school board members reached out to let me know. It was after I'd spoken at the meeting, at the board meeting, I think we were all there, said that they did hear our voice, they did hear our concerns, and that moving forward, they're taking that into consideration as they plan the expansion. So taking into consideration the wraparound, all of that,
Right.
so. It's on their agenda, excuse me.
I know the sidewalk issue has you all choked up.
I know, yes, that's me very choked up.
Great, thank you.
Right on cue. Is there anybody else that would like to come up? Who, I'm sorry, yes, come on up. I have about 3 more of those. then I'll be good.
Good evening, Michael Ullman. You have ordinance 23-17 regarding tree removal and replacement. Is there any opportunity to expand that to include trimming and maintenance? I had reached out to Councilman Sears. The utility work to keep the trees off the lines, which I appreciate is required, results in just, trees that are not healthy, at least in my opinion, that do not give a positive appearance to either the town or the property owner. And, they're just butchered. And if we have the ability to influence the removal, do we want to or should we consider expanding that to include trimming and, maintenance?
That's a really great point, and I agree with you 100%. I know you have more, so we'll stop you there. I just want to say, can you stop?
Yeah.
I just want to say with that,
Yeah, I did reach out to the state, and then I reached out to New Jersey State Forestry. And we were told that the Public Service Gas and Electric has the right to prune the trees down to keep them away from the power lines, which is great. But I showed them pictures of how they pruned one half of a tree, which unbalances the tree really severely. Trees that look like a V, if you go down there. And he said the only thing we could do is file a complaint, but they have a right and authority to prune their power wires. But I do like the idea of, I'm researching with another town to see if we can embed something into our ordinance. We can't stop the way they're pruning, but maybe trees that are pruned like one side that create an imbalance, they may have to come down.
right, and then maybe in its place, we plant another one that'll be a slower growing, it'll grow as well.
If we stay within the state tree ordinance that they require to the towns, there's 50 trees that will not grow as high as the power lines,
That's a great point, thank you. What else you got?
Just in the council update from the administrator, I thought I had raised the question, perhaps it wasn't phrased as such, but there was a question and a discussion about the source of funding for one of the acquisitions, whether it was bonded or where the source was. I never received a reply to that, so I don't know if we know where that money came from. And the last question, or what the source of funds were. The last question is, there's Resolution 23-382, canceling grant receivables and appropriated reserves. Can you explain what this actually is and what the impact is to the taxpayers?
Sure. So should Mr. Corcoran take this one? Okay. Mr. Corcoran, are you prepared to speak? I think you're on mute if you're trying to talk. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Before I get into the actual resolution itself, it's actually related to audit recommendation number 3 that had to do with, we had about a dozen grant receivables at the end of last year. And I had mentioned at the October 16th meeting that I was working on that. We've already gotten monies for a few, so we've taken them off the books. And these first 2 are ones that we've had for years and years and years, and we're not anticipating getting monies in for that. And each grant is supposed to have a reserve account. And these 2 first items, basically, it's just a journal entry to remove them from that list. This is part of all the work that I'm doing to get rid of comment number 3, the recommendation. The issue with Municipal Alliance is that for the last 4 or 5 years, each year we've budgeted monies in the budget, going back, I would say, to maybe 2018. And when you do that, when you have a grant in the budget, you anticipate getting, if not all, most of the monies back in the next year. or I'm sorry, in that year. But it never happened with this grant. So each year, the balance every year went up approximately 9 or 10,000. This year is the first year, and I've actually been working with Laura from the library, Laura Rifkin, because she has a county contact that she uses, and so we've gotten monies in this year, not the whole amount, but most of what we budgeted this year. We budgeted 9,465, and we've collected 8,800 for the municipal line for this year. So this is something that, and because of that, we don't have enough money in the reserve to cover it, which is why we have to make this one entry to the fund balance. And it's a one-time hit, and moving forward, it will no longer be an issue. But this is something that we have to do in order to account for the fact that we weren't getting monies in for those several years.
So does that mean the $36,000 is an expense to the taxpayers?
Eventually, unfortunately, it will be, because it will have to hit surplus at some point, because of the fact that we weren't getting those monies in for those years. Like I said, and starting this year, I'm more involved in terms of checking when monies are coming in for that grant. So this is all part of what I need to do to eventually remove all those grant receivables. There's still several ones that are on the books because we're still anticipating getting monies in, and a few are decent amount of monies. But these three in particular, I wanted to get on a resolution before the end of the year. And like I said, those first two, it's just a bookkeeping entry, because these were really old grants that we're not going to be getting monies in. But unfortunately for Municipal Alliance, we do have to make this. This is a one-time hit to fund balance for the 36,000.
You mentioned there's other large receivables. Do we anticipate any further write-offs at this point, given, based on their history of collectability?
Well, we have several that we're still waiting for, and the reason why, and I've discussed with our auditor too, it wasn't prudent to put it on now because we think we are going to be collecting them, and one is a decent amount. It's like 178,000 for Robin Wood Road, I believe it was. That we've processed, the paperwork to try to get the monies in. So there's, I would say, at least maybe half a dozen grants that we're not taking action on yet, because we think we will be getting those monies in. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen before the end of the year, which is why, we're not including those as of yet.
Do we have an aging report that shows these?
I'm sorry?
Do we have an aging report that shows the receivables?
I don't have the sheet in front of me. It's in the audit. There's approximately a dozen that were on that list, grant receivables. These three were part of that. I'm estimating, I think it was around 12. These three were part of that. We're part of those grant receivables. And there are also two other ones that we've received this year for two of the parks in town that we received. So they're going to be they will be removed from the list as well. But we still have, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 that are still showing balances, but we feel we will be getting those monies in. So that's why we're not taking any action on those right now, because they represent a good amount of money. So,
is it possible, as a incoming councilman, to make a request of the administration is it possible to get a copy of the grant receivables and their age to determine, how old they are? It seems like there's a question of collectability, and do we have to take action and write them off? And, if they are collected, that's great, but is there something more proactive or more aggressive we could do to get these receivables that seem to be problematic off our books?
The simple answer to your question is yes. I don't necessarily have the ages, but we can provide you with a grants receivable report. I believe Mr. Corcoran actually provided that to me last week.
Right.
As far as your request of anything more progressive, I view this resolution as a very positive step forward and transparency, not only with the council, but our residents. And it is progress. And most of the grants receivable are because there was projects on the books that we just weren't moving forward with, or unfortunately, New Jersey DOT road improvement grants that are taking forever. So anytime I can give a nudge, anytime I can give a push, anytime I can ask for an update, I do. And I do generally receive it. One of the ones that Mr. Corcoran was talking about, most of the grants receivable, John, correct me if I'm wrong, they were current line grants. A few were capital grants. And some of them were the New Jersey DOT grants that are a large amount of money, one of them being 178. I don't generally like to throw out numbers in case I'm wrong either direction. But I'm actually very proud to say we are very much moving in a positive direction and getting these off the books. As John said, there was 2 basketball court improvement grants. We just received the money with the help of David Buno, our grant writer, that were, going back 5, 6, 7 years. So unfortunately, projects were on the books. There's a couple more projects I'm still investigating as to whether they were ever done, because they're just kind of like news to me type things. Some ADA improvements that I think were done. So we just don't want to cancel our ability to use that money until we're positive. So another one would be, the dog park at Sherry Field. It's a good amount of money. The bocce ball court will hopefully be done soon. We'll be able to remove that. So it really is a good positive step forward in improvements, especially for what the recommendation was in the audit. But a long-winded way is yes, we can provide you that report.
Okay, thank you.
If I may too, just so you know, those first 2 on the resolution, I actually pulled those accounts up, and from what I could tell, they were set up in 2018. So they're at least 5 years old. So
John, can we provide the age? Not only in the report, we'd probably have to do some research to see, but is it something we can do?
Well, when you say age, you mean the year that they were set up on as a grant?
I think Mr. Ullman's looking to see how long they've been there. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying those first 2, when I pulled up the grant, because they all have grant numbers, and when I pulled up those 2 grant numbers in Edmonds, they were set up in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. Just as a point of reference, so you can see how long they've been on the books.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
Just the source of funds. I don't know if that's
Okay.
going to be discussed this evening or.
Remember,
I say this in more humorous than it's going to come out sarcastic. I answered the question.
I thought you had
Yeah.
as well.
It's unfunded. It was unfunded fund.
Okay, so, and Mayor Calamari, would you concur with that? Because that's really where my question arose. There seemed to be
Back and forth.
some discussion between the both of you.
Yes, I do concur.
Okay.
We looked it up and Mark has satisfied me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Is there anybody else that would like to come up? Today, really? All right, and then there's no one else? Okay. Okay, so motion to close public comment?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna move to ordinances. Adoption, second reading, ordinance number 23-13. An ordinance under chapter 87 of the Code of the Township of Washington, setting forth the rate of clothing allowance of officers and firefighters of the fire department in said municipality for the year 2023. Resolution number 23-375, authorizing second reading and opening a public hearing for ordinance 23-13.
So moved.
Second. Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Recuse myself.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
And Council President Morgan.
Yes. Discussion.
Over to the public.
Yeah, anyone want to come up regarding that?
We can propose.
Is there a
Here's
hand up?
Yep, there's a hand up.
Hello? Online, can you hear me on the phone?
You need to unmute yourself.
I apologize. I didn't get to call in before. Is it okay to say there's a couple comments?
Sure.
Not about this resolution, but open comments?
Nope, you can't do that.
Oh. Mr. Poller, is there a way to make an exception?
You can always, if you want to make a motion to reopen to allow this, it's up to you.
So moved.
I'll do that, okay. All right, I'll second. All in favor?
Apologize.
Aye. Aye. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Joe Scalia, 813 Ridgewood Boulevard East. I just wanted to take a moment to thank Ms. Feeney and Council President Morgan for all the work they've done in the town. As I stated a couple of weeks ago, we've gotten more done in the past 4 years than I've been with the town for the past 15, 16 years. So I just wanted to, on behalf of the residents of 813 or Ridgewood Boulevard East, want to thank the members for your dedication and commitment, and look forward to seeing you around town. But once again, thank you for everything you've done for the community, even though it's not easy. And sometimes people didn't agree. We all respected the hard work that both of you put in and the rest of the council members. So thank you so much. We wish you a happy holidays. But one more ask, if possible. There's been a tree down on Ridgewood Boulevard East. I know the DPW is doing a great job cleaning up the town. It's still dark out there, and the tree is still down, and cars are still coming up and down the road. So just wondering when we think the DPW will be able to take the trees down on Ridgewood Boulevard East. Thank you again, and happy holidays.
Thank you so much, Mr. Scalia, and happy holidays to you as well. And on behalf of Councilwoman Feeney and I, we really appreciate, all that you have said. I know that we definitely gave it our all, and it's nice to know it was received. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Scalia. It's been an honor to support your cause and, acquiring 450 and supporting the residents in that regard. So, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Okay, as far as the tree being down, well, it's on, yeah, okay. All right, do I have to reclose, Mr. Poller? Or?
Yeah, why don't you take a quick vote?
Motion to close.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? All in favor, aye. All right. Okay, so where were we? All right, so there was no discussion on this ordinance.
Correct, so then you need to motion to close the public hearing on 2313.
Should you just ask again, maybe, since it got a little?
Okay, sure, yeah. Again, all right, we'll just go back. Ordinance number 23-13. This is an ordinance under Chapter 87 of the Code of the Township of Washington, setting forth the rate of clothing allowance of officers and firefighters of the fire department in said municipality. This is any discussion on this? No. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
One quick thing.
Okay.
I know we're doing it for this particular year. I just hope that this doesn't set a precedent when we don't use funds in a particular line item that we're going to redistribute them to others. So that's our understanding. And that's what we came to a conclusion and agreement. And I hope we can maintain that going forward.
And I will second that statement.
It's noted.
Councilman
right?
Cassian.
Yep. Okay. Motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 23-13.
So moved.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
No, I've recused myself.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 23-13 at second reading by title.
So moved. Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Recuse myself.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Resolution number 23-376, emergency resolution ordinance 23-13.
So moved.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Recuse.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes.
Council
Ordinance-
President,
Yes.
may I just make a quick remark about last night's storm and what the fire department did for the town? I don't want to let it wait for my monthly report next month.
Sure.
So again, just to show you how much our fire department does, for these storms, this report's from the director this morning. We were dispatched at 5 a.m. for wires down on a fire on Kennedy Drive, then to the Ridgewood Extension at 5:45 for the same. Around 7:40, they were dispatched to Jackson Ave for a report of a dog that fell into a hole. The dog fell into about a 10 to 12-foot hole, possibly an old cesspool hole. Members were able to get down into it and pull the dog out safely. So again, thank you to the fire department for all they do. They do a lot more than just putting out fires, and so we appreciate their service to these situations when they arise.
Thank you for acknowledging them. Ordinance number 23-17, an ordinance to establish requirements for tree removal and replacement in the Township of Washington to reduce soil erosion and pollutant runoff, promote infiltration of rainwater into the soil, and protect the environment, public health, safety, and welfare.
So moved.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. You should just vote on opening the public hearing.
Sure
so.
did. Didn't let me get there. So we are, the public hearing is open for 23-17. Is there anybody that would like to come on?
Good evening, Council President. Good evening, Council and Mr. Mayor. Michael DeSena, 347 Beach Street. Mr. Sears, could you tell me who the enforcing agent is for this ordinance so we don't have another Madeline Court where 49 trees get
That
cut
will
down?
be the code official,
Which code official?
Mr., could I say his name?
No, I'm just, which,
Just the title.
Just the title? The code enforcement
So
officer.
the code enforcement officer
Yes.
will monitor when trees and take the complaints right away and go
Yes.
out and,
He's the one.
okay, thank you.
On that note, I do want to just say, one of the things that when we first got up here 4 years ago, we did want the code enforcer, and he's doing an amazing job. So thank you for making sure that position was solid, and that was his only job, because there's a lot to be done. It's a small town, but a lot of stuff that was kind of
Put aside.
put aside or fallen by the wayside, and he's really on it. So I hope that continues.
He has done an outstanding job.
Yeah, and it's one person. It's a lot, so he's doing great. All right, is that it? Is anybody else? If there's anyone else would like to come up? Okay. Motion to close public hearing for ordinance 23-17.
So moved.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance 23-17 at second reading by title.
So moved.
Second.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Resolution number 23-378, authorizing second reading and opening of public hearing for ordinance 23-18. An ordinance authorizing the renting and use of 35 parking spaces by the Township of Washington from Our Lady of Good Counsel Church. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Is there any discussion? Okay. Motion to close public hearing for ordinance 23-18.
So move.
Second.
Let's do roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 23-18 at second reading by title.
So move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Resolution number 23-379, authorizing second reading and opening of public hearing for ordinance 23-19, and ordinance revising the township's pay-to-play requirements in accordance with state law, which preempts local pay-to-play restrictions, and in accordance with notice from the State Local Finance Board.
So move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Any discussion?
No.
Okay, motion to close public hearing for ordinance 23-19.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 23-19 at second reading by title.
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Introduction, first reading, there are none. Individual resolutions.
Council President, can I politely interrupt real quick?
Sure.
Just to give an update for Mr. Scalia and other residents. Their DPW superintendent informed me that they're waiting for PSE&G to clear wires on Ridgewood Boulevard East as well as Cross Street. That's why the tree hadn't been removed.
Okay.
My apologies.
Thank you. All right, individual resolution, resolution number 23-380, authorized 2023 transfer of appropriations, $27,400. May I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Roll call, Sue.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Following items have been determined to have the unanimous consent of council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from the consent agenda. Is there any resolution that anyone would like me to remove?
Yes, please. 23-381, just separate vote.
381?
Yes, please.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, resolution number 23-382, authorized cancellation of grant receivables and appropriated reserves. Resolution number 23-383, authorized refund of partial release of performance guarantee, block 2503.04, lot 20, in the amount not to exceed $2,950. Resolution number 23-384, authorized refund of performance guarantee and escrow balance, block 4501.03, lot 10, in the amount not to exceed $2,281. Resolution number 23-385, authorized refund of escrow and partial release of performance guarantee, block 4418, lot 37, the amount not to exceed $1,041.75. Resolution number 23-386, authorize and endorse filing of BCC DBG grant application for ADA improvements to Clark Field in the amount of approximately $128,650. Motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Okay,
Roll call.
yeah, roll call please.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President Morgan.
Yes. Okay, resolution number 23-381, authorized payment of bills December 1st to December 14th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion to discuss.
Yeah, discussion?
I just need to
Separate
vote
Oh,
vote.
separate
She wanted-
on this Councilman Sears, I think.
Okay,
Councilwoman Feeney, motion to second.
I did.
Thank you. You just want to separate vote on it?
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feeney,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Velez,
Recuse myself. I'm sorry, recuse. Excuse me.
Okay. Councilwoman Velez
Recuse.
and Council President Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, adjournment to conference agenda. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, current business, administration DPW building.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor. And
Yes, nothing new to report since the last meeting, but I'm just going to leave it on there as a placeholder until it's fully decided.
Okay. Project tracker?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Very quickly, the difference card, as you know, the council passed a resolution. We are now preparing and working with the bargaining units on an MOU. The EPA audit, I continually am working on satisfying the requirements of the compliance order. The Garden State Parkway intersection of Washington Avenue, we have a scheduled meeting later this week. Memorial Field and Gardner Field, as you know, council approved the resolution for the upgrades and remediation. We've given the contractor the go-ahead to start working. Northgate HOA has been issued a final notice of violation on Wednesday, December 12th. They've been given 30 days to produce some progress, and this is in regards to the stormwater management on the property there. Senior Park, construction of the bocce ball, hopefully should be done this week. The vendor told me today that they just have the turf to go down and the cleaning up of the site. So I drove by today and it looks pretty nice. Stormwater pollution plan, still waiting on a proposal from Boswell Engineering. The swim club and the recreation plans, the survey is completed. Boswell's working on conceptual design. Road program, commuter lot I spoke of already. And Salem Road is completed. That project of restoring some of the sanitary lines there has been completed. And the town hall elevator, our QPA is working with the company to begin that as well. I wouldn't expect that for a few weeks. They did tell us it's like a 14, 16 week turnaround just to get the parts and to start the ball rolling. But as of now, the elevator is operating. And thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
May I ask a question? Mr. DiCarlo, with the bus shelter, can you remind us what's happening at the bus shelter?
So we still need an easement from the property owner there in order to, finalize that bus shelter there. So we're still just waiting for the property owner to give us that easement.
Will it be updated in terms of modernized, or will it remain the same?
Well, I think the permission, and Mr. Pollard can expand on it, it's the permission to have the bus shelter on the person's property. So they'd be providing us with an easement.
Okay.
Well, Daisy, are you talking about the one that's still standing by Spice Drive?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
right when you come off the parkway?
Okay, yeah, I figure when we get the easement and do work on those shelters, we'll also do work on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Understood.
I was talking about the new intersection.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you.
What happens if we don't get approved, if we don't get the okay?
I guess we can't put a bus shelter there. I know it sounds sarcastic.
No, I know, I'm just saying, it was put there,
Yeah, I think New Jersey Transit will weigh in at that point.
that's what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they have more clout than we do because
Correct.
they're governed by the,
Exactly, yeah,
so this is not the last avenue in case there's a disagreement.
correct.
Okay, thank you for that. Ordinance and legislation, we have none. Financials, we don't have any. Miscellaneous, zoning board, 2024 appointments, letters, resumes, Sue?
I just wanted to put out to the council, especially the three remaining ones going into the new year. In the past few years, you've given me permission to put out letters to the current holders to see if they wanted to return, and also put out like a little ad saying, is there anyone else? I just want to see if you want to do the same thing this year, going into 2024, or wait until you regroup as a new board and take it from there.
Did we
So
get
looking for directions.
any applications received already?
No, because I have, I believe there's two that have said they'd like to return.
Oh, on the board, currently.
Yeah.
I'd put letters out to the people that are on the board that want to return. That would be appropriate.
I agree.
Okay. Nothing, you don't want me to put anything on like the website or a little ad paper or look for anything?
Did we do that last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, website would be good. I don't
Website?
think we need an ad in the paper.
Not in paper?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I will make sure it's on the website.
Just my 2 cents, but I think the current zoning board did a phenomenal job with a lot, very, very difficult plans that were, things that were in front of them.
I'm
So
fully
I think they did
volunteer.
an outstanding job.
wasn't easy. And there are, a lot of them are, newer to the zoning board as well, so nice job.
Hopefully we can convince them to stay on.
Yeah. So, okay.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah.
And there is no closed session, correct? All right. So motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night. Oh, happy holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy holidays. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.